Hearn delivers breaking news on Canelo Alvarez vs Jake Paul fight. Canelo Alvarez vs Jake Paul appears to be a done deal. Rumors surrounding the shock fight began to emerge this week, and were only furthered when Alvarez's planned September clash against Terence Crawford was reported as now being off, with many believing that is due to the Paul fight taking place in May. The fight would see unified super middleweight champion Canelo going up against YouTuber-turned-boxer Paul, who in his last outing in November defeated boxing legend Mike Tyson in a controversial matchup. Matchroom promoter Hearn has worked with Alvarez on a number of fights, and he has now told Boxing News that he believes the Canelo vs Paul fight is definitely happening, and discussed whether that is indeed related to the Crawford fight falling through. It was all very sudden, wasn't it? Is it in relation to the Jake Paul fight? Canelo doesn't care. Give him the money and he'll fight. This isn't a negative, but he doesn't really have loyalty to anyone. None to me, none to PBC, none to Turki Al-Alshik. Pay me the money and I'll fight whoever you want me to fight. I guess the talk was a Crawford fight. Now it looks like the Paul fight is done by all accounts. Does that make the Crawford fight less appealing? He's kind of moving into that world now. I don't blame him, as he'll make an absolute fortune to fight Jake Paul. I don't mind the fight, but you have to respect Paul for taking the Canelo fight. He's doing that because there's a huge amount of money on the table. I don't mind seeing it. I have no idea if it's in relation to that, Canelo Crawford falling through. I've not had one conversation about it. But Canelo moving into that world changes things, perhaps in terms of the nature of Canelo Crawford. I don't know. One issue surrounding the Alvarez vs Paul fight could be due to the big weight differential between the two men, with fellow promoter Frank Warren stating that he had heard that it was a sticking point in the negotiations.